Welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, I'm Katie.
I'm Steph.
And we are a married lesbian couple from Canada, currently traveling around Europe. Today we are going to take you on a little journey with us from the Netherlands to the UK with our little dog Theo.
So we are hopping on a ferry this evening from Rotterdam area, the Europoort Rotterdam, to Hull in the UK. It's about a 10-hour journey, and we are going overnight. We're staying in a pet-friendly cabin, which should be awesome. It's so nice to bring little Theo along, and you know, the UK is pretty tricky to come into when you do have a dog because you can't fly directly with the petting cabin like most other countries. So you have to get a little bit creative when entering the country with a dog. So we've done a taxi through the Eurotunnel before, and there are other ferries from France, but this time we decided to take the ferry from the Netherlands.
Yeah, this is our first time doing it by boat. We thought we would try something different, and there are a lot of ferry routes that are pet friendly, so it's a good option. You can go from the Netherlands or France. I believe even Spain. There are a lot of different routes that you can take. So we ended up doing Rotterdam to Hull just because that's how it worked best with our travel plans. And yeah, we're going to take you along on the journey. It's great that the ferries are pet friendly. Yeah. You can also send all your paperwork beforehand. They recommend you do that so that it's easy to check in, and they make sure you have everything that you need. Maybe you can talk a little bit about what exactly we needed in order to go.
Yeah, so when entering the UK, a little bit different than entering other countries in Europe, most other countries in Europe anyway, you do need a tapeworm treatment for the dog between 24 hours and 5 days of entering. So you have to go to an official vet in Europe, or actually if you're coming directly within that time frame from Canada or the US, you can do it there as well. So what we did is we went into The Hague and we went to the vet and got his European pet passport stamped with his tapeworm treatment, so he was all ready to go, and we had that pre-checked by the ferry company before boarding. And yeah, that's about it. So it does take a little bit of extra planning and making sure you are working within those time frames, but it's also, you know, relatively straightforward, and as long as you plan ahead, you're good to go.
Yeah. The other thing we'll note is that you can take the ferries as a foot passenger. Not all of them. This one you can. Yeah. So if you're not bringing a vehicle, which we're not, you can just come on as a foot passenger and you book a cabin for overnight with your pet. Getting here without a car was a little tricky. Yeah. We were coming from The Hague, so it's doable, but it's definitely easier if you're driving yourself.
That being said, we were staying a little bit out of where transit is, quite readily available. So we did end up taking an Uber to one of the train stations. And from there is actually a fairly handy shuttle that is operated by public transit. For some reason, they never collected a payment from us, even though it said online that the payment was only €2 anyway. But it was like felt like a chartered, door-to-door shuttle bus service. It was awesome.
It was great. Air conditioned, very comfortable. We were the only people on there, and it ended up being free. So.
Yeah, and it would have cost us €64 to take an Uber from the exact same spot, and it was probably more comfortable than that anyway. So definitely recommend that. All info can be found in the description below.
So now we are just going to go check in. They recommend that you come quite early when you're checking in with a pet. So we're going to go do that, and we'll find our little cabin for the night, give you a little tour of our room. Yeah. We have like our own private bathroom in there, and then there's a doggy bathroom somewhere on the boat, which we'll find as well. And then it should be quite comfortable. There's restaurants on there, and yeah, it should be a good journey. So let's grab little Theo and make our way inside.
Let's go.
Okay, we just checked into our little cabin. It's very cozy. There are two twin size beds. There's a little kettle, which is very nice. A window, which I'm not sure opens up to anything. We can check. And then there's actually quite a bit of room for storage, as well as a bathroom with a regular size toilet and a full size shower, which is pretty impressive. I take it back, our window opens up to the outside world, which is very fun. So there are all different types of cabins that you can book. This is obviously a pet-friendly cabin, but there's all different sizes that you can book, whether you are one person or a couple, or there are family-size rooms, as well as the pet-friendly rooms. So Theo is actually allowed to stay in the room if we go and have some meals on the upper deck. And then there's also a pet relief area on this floor. So we'll walk down there next and check it out. But that's where the little doggy bathroom is and where you can go to exercise your dog while you're here. So far so good. We are back in our little cabin.
Theo is so excited to see us. He was very good. He waited very patiently while we went and had dinner.
Yeah.
And walked all around.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen the whole boat now.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so nice.
It's really nice.
Like, I'm really
very, very impressed. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are so many restaurants, bars, like nice places to sit. There's live music on 2 different decks in 2 different areas.
Yeah, there's a cinema. There's
an arcade.
Like there's
a kids
so much
area with like TVs and like all sorts of like coloring games and
and there are also lots and lots of cabins. This is like a very standard basic cabin because it's a pet friendly cabin, but they're like you can get a really nice one.
We walked by some of the club cabins and looking on the map, they're massive. They look really nice.
So in general, this is so nice. I feel like North Americans, if you hear like taking a long ferry ride, it's like, oh, that's not gonna be very nice. It's like not a luxurious way to travel. But in Europe, the last time we were here, we took a ferry, just a day trip from Sweden to Finland, and the ferry was so nice that I was like, oh, I think this is a thing here. Like, people travel by ferry, and it's actually really, really nice. So we decided to try this one as well and do like the overnight, and I'm so glad we did.
Yeah. I think it's going to be really nice and really comfortable.
Really comfortable.
I mean, we have like a shower and everything in here. And other than Theo deciding between
which bed to
sleep beds, you know, I don't think we really have any problems. So
no. Yeah, and that dinner was so good. We just like thought, oh, let's like sit down and have dinner because Theo's fine in the room. And it was like it was a really nice restaurant.
A nice wine bar with like a really, really nice menu. And
it's like, oh,
we kind of felt underdressed. And we never really thought like, oh, we're going to go on a ferry and feel underdressed. But
it was so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm impressed.
Very impressed.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have our snacks and cuddle up and maybe watch a movie or something. And that's it. Then we're going to sleep and be there in the morning.
Yeah.
Yay. We did it.
We have arrived in rainy Hull.
Yeah, we're in the UK.
A proper
and
UK
it's-
welcome.
Yeah, feels like, I hope it's not gloomy the whole time.
No, I think it's actually supposed to let up. I think it's only supposed to rain lightly for the next hour, and then
Okay.
it will warm up. I mean, it's also very early in the morning.
It's not that early actually, but which is nice.
True.
But
I guess we had a time change. So
yeah.
yeah, the UK is 1 hour behind. So we did gain an hour, which is really nice. At first, when we heard that, arrival time was 7 a.m., they're going to do a little wake-up call at 6. We're like, oh, that's like not a lot of sleep. But then factoring in the time change, it actually was pretty decent. We had a good rest.
We had a good rest. Yeah, it was nice to get that extra hour. And all in all, it was a very comfortable journey.
Yeah.
Everyone slept well. Theo was a little bit like, what's going on?
He was actually the most concerned with the fact that we had 2 beds.
Right. Because he was like, which mom do I sleep with?
Yeah.
And
He's
so
like, why aren't we all together? Why
half the
can't
night
we
with you.
all sleep together?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. But no, he was very good. And yeah, they just come over the intercom in the morning, giving you a little wake up. And then you have time to get up and get yourself ready. And then that's it. And then you arrive. And for us, because we have the pet, they escorted us to immigration.
And carried our luggage for us, which was lovely.
It was really nice.
We got to skip to the front of the line. They brought our bags. We had VIP treatment. It all felt great.
Yeah. And then they checked over his paperwork and it was fine. So
yeah.
That's it. It was a good journey. I would 1000% do that again.
Yeah.
It was honestly so fun. And for the price of what we paid, plus it's your accommodation for the night, it was very, very reasonable.
Yeah.
And a great way to enter the UK with a pet. So
Definitely.
highly recommend. There are a lot of routes that you can check. Steph reminded me yesterday that not all the routes allow you to do with a pet as a foot passenger. So definitely check. If you're traveling with your vehicle, it's much easier. You have far more options. But if you're traveling as a foot passenger, you have to check and make sure that you can bring a pet as a foot passenger. And we chose this one because we didn't have to put him in a kennel. That's sometimes an option as well. But to have him in the cabin with us was obviously what we wanted. So yeah, good option.
Yeah. Overall, it was great. So hopefully this was helpful and will help you plan your next trip.
Yeah.
If you're going to do the ferry, or if you now have the idea to do the ferry.
Yeah.
And thanks so much for watching.
Yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and we'll leave as many tips and all the info as much as we can in the description. And yeah, we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.